Good evening, guys. This is working. Just wanted to give you guys a quick EOS update. I apologize, I haven't talked about EOS in a few days, but just wanted to give you a quick update here on July 4th. If you guys are living in the United States, happy Independence Day. I know we've been grilling out all day today, guys, so it's been a good time. Had a couple beers and feeling good, but been scratching at the bit to get back into trading here. So wanted to give you guys a quick update here. My thoughts on EOS as of right now. I've outlined all the major support and resistance zones right now. Right now, where EOS just came off of a very nice demand zone down here. Pardon me, guys. Down here between about 7.70 and 7.30, had a nice little break up. Touched up the 9.44 resistance. I don't know if you can hear the fireworks in the background, guys. That's not gunshots. This fireworks. But anyway, touched the 9.44 resistance, just wicked down, and now is just kind of hovering around this area and has been consolidating for the past couple days. It's the daily chart up on Bitfinex, if I didn't say that. I'm expecting a major move to come at some point in the next 24 hours or so, guys. I would expect a couple different things. We may see EOS break to the upside above this 9.44 resistance. If we do see that, I would expect to see, pardon me, guys, I would expect a target right around right around 1030 or thereabouts, between this 10.70 and 10.30 resistance area up here. If we do break to the downside, I'm looking at the support at 7.70. I wouldn't expect it to go much lower than that. We can see there are more than likely a ton of buy orders down here. This was a pretty strong demand zone, and we have another strong one down here at about $6, between 6 and 7. Between 6 and 5.75, another demand zone, but I don't expect to go down that far. Looking at my, actually, let me dig into the 4-hour RSI. Looking at the 4-hour RSI, guys, that's the daily. Let me get the 4-hour up. We can see we have established EOS, or excuse me, yes, EOS. That's what we're talking about. Sorry, guys. This couple beers are catching up with me. Has established a little bit of a ascending support line. Looks like it broke through it just once, but other than that, it's held pretty strong. 1, 2, broke through just one time. Tested it just now for the third time. It did hold, and it bounced back off of it. That is a bullish sign if that can hold. If we see it break through, more than likely we are going to come back down and retest that lower support that I was discussing at about 7.70. But as of now, it looks like there's a possibility we're going to break this 9.44 and continue up to the 10.30 or thereabouts. Now, again, Bitcoin could, EOS does follow Bitcoin, guys, so we could, Bitcoin could screw this whole thing up as it does all the time. We're just going to have to wait and see. If Bitcoin drops, EOS will drop along with it. But assuming Bitcoin remains steady or even climbs, I do expect EOS to climb as well. This is my big picture count, guys. Looking out here on the 4-hour chart going back to April, I do believe we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, 5 clear impulse waves up to the all-time high of 23. We had a very long correction, very long ABC correction, and I do believe that C hit bottom, and now we are in 5 impulse waves up. Excuse me. Zooming in closer to that, how are we going to count these 5 impulse waves up? Or excuse me, how are we going to count these impulse waves up? This is zooming in on the 4-hour chart, guys. This looks to me, now again, if C has reached bottom, much like I was talking about in my last Bitcoin update, if in fact C has reached bottom, this is going to be the start of a new uptrend. What usually happens at the start of an uptrend, or often, I shouldn't say usually, but often does happen at the start of an uptrend, just like in Bitcoin. And we know EOS does follow Bitcoin very, very closely, as do most altcoins. What is this starting to look like to you guys? If you watched my last update, you know right away. If you guys trade Elliott Wave, you know right away as well. Obviously, this is starting to look like a leading diagonal. So how would we count that? Well, it'd be pretty simple, actually. This almost looks like a textbook leading diagonal, if in fact that is. We'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm expecting a 5 somewhere around there to complete that leading diagonal. Oftentimes wave 5, they call it a throw over. Oftentimes wave 5 will peek its head right outside of the leading diagonal before it actually does end up breaking down into an ABC correction. So I'm expecting wave 5 to come up here. Now there is a possibility that we've already seen wave 5. You guys can see, I know it's a little bit more difficult to see. Again, those are not gunshots, guys. Those are fireworks. Anyway, I know it's a little difficult to see, but this is a double top right here. You can just see it. There were just 2 wicks that touched, 1, 2. So this is a double top. So it is possible we have a truncated 5th wave, double top 5th wave, and we are now coming down into our ABC correction. Time will tell. I'm going to watch this ascending support line right here. If we do break it, that will basically verify that'll basically tell me that this was in fact a 5th wave, a truncated 5th wave, and we are going into an ABC correction. But as of now, I'm still putting my money on something like this, a wave 5 coming out something like this, a nice throw over, and then going into our ABC correction. More than likely, if this does play out this way, I would expect to bounce off that resistance now to act as support, back up, and then probably breaking down something like that. If that is not the case, and it does end up being a truncated 5th wave, oops, sorry about that, guys. If that does end up being a truncated 5th, then I would expect something more like this, coming down, probably to hit this little, pardon me again, guys, this little demand zone down here with the A, maybe even a little bit higher, maybe something like this, back up to hit the resistance, and then back down to hit this demand zone in this area, maybe even as low as 770, but I doubt that. So these are just my quick thoughts on EOS, guys. I do think this is going to happen relatively quickly, whether or not we're breaking up or breaking down. I do think that's coming fairly soon, so keep an eye out for it. Until next time, guys, I'm going to go out and drink a couple beers. Have a great evening. Any questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. As you know, guys, I do this for you, not for myself. So let me know in the comment section below. I certainly would appreciate a re-steam or an upvote. And until next time, guys, be safe. This is Working, signing out.